we each have, according to Paul, has a different gift according to the grace given to us. Now, there is a system that teaches what's known as all nine all the time. In other words, each Christian can have all the gifts, so-called charismatic gifts, like speaking in unlearned foreign languages,
Yes.
what they call tongues, healing, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So it's referred to as all nine all the time. And
Yes.
then there's another system that teaches you have to manifest, as they call it, speaking in so-called tongues in order to show that you are so-called
Yes.
born again,
Yes.
according to their understanding. Paul here seems to put a stop to that sort of teaching.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that idea is patently false if you understand plain words. Paul said, do all speak in tongues. What did he say? No, they don't. But unfortunately, the grip of false teaching is so sharp and so severe that people cannot hear what Paul is saying. Let me repeat for emphasis. Paul said, is it a fact that all have the gift of tongue? The answer is no, no. This should then be hitting you for the first time if you've not understood this before. You say, thank the Lord for that truth. I see. The speaking in foreign languages is not something given to every member. So this all nine gifts all the time is so wrong. Plain English should simply correct that, and you give up immediately now. Don't ever say all nine all the time, because it's contradicting the scripture flat out. No, the whole point of the gifts is that they are different. Now, there is also this point. Paul is a sponsor of a New Testament apostleship. You cannot have apostles today at that level. It's impossible. That would suggest then that God is not working quite the same way. But if you want to claim to be speaking in foreign languages, which is what they did in Acts 2, you'd better get some proof. And most people have not. You better get some tape recordings and go and ask whether this is a real language or not. And if it's not, then why don't you turn to yourself and say, my goodness, I am deceiving myself, and I don't want to do that. But the plain, simple refutation of it is that Paul said people do not have all the gifts all the time. That's a very sensitive area, I realize, but we're in the business of exposing errors. That's one thing that we as teachers must do. We must invite people to see where they've gone wrong. Otherwise, it's not fair on them, because if you've gone wrong, turn to the right, give up the error, and embrace the truth.